I'll be having some chill music playing, but I'm not hearing it right now, so I'm sure no one else is either. Where's the Christmas music? Okay, whatever. I can't really find it. But hi, everyone. I hope you guys are all having an amazing week so far. I know that I am. I'm loving the weather. It's not too hot, not too cold. But I wanted to go into week 3 for this series and kind of just talk about something that I love to talk about because I just think it's really important. And I think even though it is something that is talked about kind of often, it's still somehow not talked about enough. So I'm just going to talk about what NNBA makes possible in your career and your life. And I'm just kind of going to start by talking about why this topic matters. So I want to just start by saying that this is, like I said, one of my favorite things to talk about and the main reason I became a nurse in the first place. And I think a lot of people don't really understand why it's so important to take an objective look at your life when deciding on your career. We get so used to I need a stable career, and then you get into the daily grind, and one day it's like, okay, I just don't like this and I don't want to do it anymore. So I tell this story a lot, but when I first chose nursing, I didn't have everything figured out. I actually had almost nothing figured out. I had already changed my major twice, and my mom is a nurse and my sister's a nurse, so it just felt like a safe and flexible career, like something I could just always have a job and have some options. But what I didn't realize at the time was how much freedom nursing can actually offer you and how it can shape, your whole life. And it's a reason I'm so glad I did end up choosing nursing. So I want to talk a little bit about what career freedom looks like today, because this is such an important aspect of the NNBA, is to have career freedom. That's what we're trying to help nurses achieve. That's what we're always talking about is so important. Like, you don't work to live, or you don't live to work, you want to work to live, right? So I'll talk about a little bit like what career freedom looks like to me or for me, because I can only really speak to myself, but I feel like you all will understand. So for me, career freedom is the ability to work from where I'm at. So the ability to travel, to set my own pace, have flexibility in how I spend my time. As you can probably hear, I'm losing my voice. So having the ability to, if I'm not feeling good, maybe sleep in a little bit or go visit my friends if something big is happening in their life. I want my career to fit into my life. I don't want my life to constantly revolve around my job. I don't want to have to ask someone all the time, can I have PTO? Or if something comes up last minute, just have to say, sorry, I have to work. I know that working is an important aspect of life, but okay, has this music been playing the whole time? If so, that's annoying, and I'm sorry. But I think having flexibility in your career and freedom makes a huge difference in how balanced and fulfilled you will feel in your whole life. So, a lot of times you hear people talk about your why, like, what is your why? Why do you do it? I think, for me, it's, looking at your values. So, like, what do you value? Some people value financial stability, freedom to travel, control over your schedule, work-life balance, um, autonomy, creativity, whatever it may be. Um, I think that stuff is so important, and you have to know what you are looking for in order to be present in those moments. So when you get really clear on your values, your career decisions will start to make a lot more sense and feel more aligned. So for me, I always look at these values, like flexibility matters so much because of the season of life I'm in, and this will change for you. So I'm 30, I'm not married. I have friends spread out all over the country. So being able to work from home or just anywhere is huge. last night, got back from a 5-day trip in Texas where I was able to spend time with my friends and go to some events that I really didn't want to miss. Um, and I was still able to keep up with work. So I'm really grateful that I have a career that can give me the freedom to do that. When I worked on the floor, I worked 16-hour shifts 3 days a week, and it was just like finding someone to pick up 3 16-hour shifts in a row, like, that was really hard, and I didn't wanna get written up, and I needed to make money, so I missed out on a lot of stuff, and that was just something the older I got, I was just not willing to miss out on anymore. So, um, one day I'll be a mother, hopefully, and I'll wanna be home with my kids, and it just depends on your situation, your values, but I know all nursing jobs are definitely not one size fits all. It may work at one point in your life, but it, will probably change um, sooner than you think. So, um, so the reason I wanted to talk about this is because I know that freedom looks different for everybody, and I really believe that NNBA can make this possible, kind of no matter where you're at. One of the biggest reasons this kind of freedom is possible is because of community. It's all about who you know. So when you join the NNBA, you get access to a lot of shared knowledge, community, encouragement, real collaboration. You get to stand by other nurses that are building things, ask, get peer support. You can ask questions, share ideas. You can just feel supported instead of feeling isolated, because it's so key to have a community and have people mentoring you and people to look up to when you are building something so big and so important. So when you are surrounded by people who have done it or are figuring it out alongside you, you're able to build a flexible and sustainable career. It just feels a lot more achievable. Um, and it doesn't look the same for everybody. It's going to change on depending on your lived experience, your stage of life, your family, what you value. For some nurses, freedom might mean more time at home, might mean um, having multiple jobs and being able to kind of flex where you work or what you do. Um, Career freedom doesn't, fit everybody. And also, it doesn't require a huge leap overnight. This is another very common misconception. Like, most of the time, it starts with a small intentional step. That step might be coming to the conference. We have a conference every year. Hundreds of nurses come to it. It's been going on for years and years. The NNBA has been around for over 40. So there's some really tenured nurses that can help a lot. So taking that first step and just getting inspired and figuring out, where do I fit in this community, or what what is my next step? I'm ready to be done with the bedside, or I'm ready to take control of my life and my schedule. I need more flexibility. I'm spending too much time away from my family. I'm not making enough money and I'm working too many hours. Sometimes that first step is just showing up, just, maybe watching this live and just getting an idea of what the NNBA has to offer, or what the NNBA is, or putting a name to the face. It really just has to be one intentional step. So, um, having that right support can make things feel a lot less overwhelming and a lot more doable. So we exist to be that support for you. So we have education that you can access on your own time. We're adding more in the coming year, which is super exciting. We'll have more CEs. We have live calls and workshops. We have mentoring and networking. We have events every month for our members to kind of get to know each other, ask questions, and we're adding more of those too. I don't think we've came out and really said exactly what those are going to look like. So you got to wait, but we are working on them actively right now, and keep an eye out for this time next month. Um, so you just don't have to figure it out by yourself. We have tons of other nurses who understand where you're coming from. So whether you're just exploring what's possible, or you're just in the planning phases, or thinking about stepping away from the bedside, or you already have something started and you just want to grow it, NNBA is here for that purpose. We want to give you guidance, connection, and encouragement as you move forward. We want to get to know you and support you in any step of the way. So Before we wrap up, I just want to leave you with something a little simple to think about, and I would be really interested in hearing your answers. So I'm going to put my email here. I would love to hold you accountable if you want to send me a message. But take a moment and just write down your top three values when it comes to your life, not just your career, but your life. What do you think that they should be right now? What actually matters to you? What is something that you're like, I really wish I could make this change? It would so greatly improve my life. And then ask yourself, what is the small intentional step that you need to take that could bring you closer to those values? So would it be, starting your own business, growing your own business, going part-time, completely quitting? Is it something that you need support with? How could we support you? There's no pressure to have all the answers. We just want you to be aware and intentional so that you can be successful in your entrepreneurship journey or in an alternative career that, you're still hired by somebody, but it's just not so traditional. So all that said, I like to get in and get out, but an NNBA can really make things possible in your career that you maybe didn't think were possible before. I'm a testament to that. Nina is also somebody that has been greatly benefited by our NNBA experience. So if you want to know more, or if you think you are ready to join, just shoot me an email and I'd be happy to help. Otherwise, I hope everyone else is not losing their voice and getting sick like me, but is staying healthy and is excited for the holidays. All right, guys, have a